Okay, we can start the session today. As we have announced, and we feel it's an important topic to discuss. We meet today to detangle the events we've experienced in the past week. In the past week, since the change in US import rules. These are the rules that have not changed for a while. And I think in a week, we've experienced a lot of back and forward. So today, I welcome two of my colleagues, uh, Tomasz Biskup, who is head of logistics in the customization group, and thus also takes care of Merch One logistic performance, as we are part of the customization group, and Torsten Harnau, who is our vice president of global production. Uh, Two of the main experts in the company to deal with the kind of topics we've faced in the past week. Um, Before we proceed with detangling the events, I want to also emphasize that the changes are very dynamic. So the goal of this session is for us to understand how they affect the sellers now or might affect in the future, and what we believe are the strategies that can be applied to deal with any kind of uncertainty we might face in the future. So I will proceed right away to Tomasz, and then I welcome you to kind of start the topic, since logistics is your expertise, and I think you have quite a lot to say. Um, we prepared the slide as well, so I will turn on the presentation so to help you support the key points you want to show us today. So let me know if you see the presentation as I share it
Was
now.
there? Yes, we got it. Thank you, Alina.
Uh,
Thank you
okay.
for the introduction and welcome everybody.
You will
So,
get an answer just from me, so go ahead.
all right. So it's nice to be here, and this is a good chance to talk a little bit about what has happened last week, during the last week, and after the last week. Maybe some of you know, maybe some of you are not aware, but on the last week's Monday, I think 4th of this month, there were new duties and taxes enforced for the Chinese businesses. And one of this thing was which has the major impact for the e-commerce business was removing all the Chinese goods from the de minimis rule, which is called 321 section. The section 321, what is it? Most likely, most of you is using this section when shipping your e-commerce goods to the US. It makes the goods under $800 to be cleared without the full official custom clearance procedure and without the duties and taxes, which are usually after the custom clearances if you import some goods. So it means, long story short, $800 per person per day in goods can be imported without the duties and taxes. And the Chinese goods, due to the Trump's decision and the US president decision, the Chinese goods, they were removed totally from this exception. And they were also dutied with the duties from 7.5 up to 25 and more percent. Depends on the material, commodity, etc. and way of use. Is it like a wood, not wood? Is it for home furniture? Is it with the plastics, without plastics? So depending on the commodity and what are the materials inside, there are different duties now implemented from zero, like from $1 already. And it also means that you need to make for those goods a full custom clearance. So you need to bring all the documents, invoice, power of attorney, right? If you are doing DDP, for example. So it's a little bit harder procedure. More, of course, it costs more time, less efficient. and the capacities, of course, are not so huge to take all the millions of parcels per day. What happens next? And that was just the Monday, okay? It was only Monday, simple Monday. The first day, yes,
Okay.
the first day after my holidays, I was super happy for this Monday. You know, I was looking forward for that kind of coming back to work. And the next day, we had the information about the USPS. USPS, so the National Post in the US, they banned and stopped the parcels from China, from Hong Kong, and what was it? And from the China Mail. So they stopped all the parcels for 24 hours. There's a gentleman which is called Postman General, and his decision was to stop all the parcels. There was no information. There was no media information about that from USPS. They put them back from hold after 24 hours without an explanation. They just said that they were not prepared for the procedure. And this is interesting what will happen in a second, because that was just Monday and Tuesday, right? Then everybody was, you know, forcing up how to move those goods, how to ship the parcels in the e-commerce. And what happened next? This Monday, we are watching we're turning on the screens. Colleagues from the US came to work. The first decision was, okay, we have to postpone a little bit the minimis removal for the Chinese goods, because the volume is so huge that we are not able to handle the whole number of those parcels, all right? And everything will be super delayed, and we don't have any tool to proceed with it. So temporary, it works.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how long it's going to work, but because it's like really, the rules are the goods should be dutied, okay? There should be custom clearance. It's fixed right now. But because lack of the system and the IT solution, they have to, you know, put the flow of the parcels back for some time when they will have the infrastructure in the system to enforce it back. But this is the thing that is going to happen.
Tomasz, has there been a clear indication of when they will be reinstated, or it's still kind of hanging in there? We'll see what happens.
Yes, since like 3 weeks, I don't see too many clear indications, you know, because it's super fast. Everything is changing rapidly day to day, or you know, sometimes even hour to hour, as what we can see. So it's really hard to predict. It can be a month, it can be 3 months, it can be 2 weeks. Nobody knows. Really, nobody knows. If somebody claims that he knows, maybe he knows Elon Musk as well, but nobody knows, you know. This is the thing.
Okay.
Yes. And so all the packages, anyway, in a week, 3 months, all the packages will face the tariffs. And there's another thing. It's not about the shipments which are shipped from China or Hong Kong. It's about all the goods with the Chinese origin. All right. So, for example, if I have, I don't know, let's say I have some production in European Union, okay? I produce, I do, let's say, Macs in European Union, and I put a print on this, and the Macs are originated in China. I ship a Chinese product with some picture on it, right? But a Chinese product. So still, this product have to be custom cleared. And imagine now what's going to happen, just for a second, make this combination that you ship one good, which is, I don't know, EU made, all right? And one in the same parcel, in the same shipment, somebody ordered good, which is Chinese made, I don't know, T-shirt, okay, a mug, whatever. So the whole parcel will be stopped for the custom clearance. And not only, and now we are going to the detail, because what the act says, it says, can we skip to another next screen, please?
Oh, yes, go ahead. Yeah, there you
Yes,
go.
here we are. So it says that you have to present for sure, of course, the name of the commodity, what is it for, materials, etc., and the full 10-digit HS code. And we know the 10-digit HS code, you go to the side of the hill when the wood was, made. So it's super detailed. It's super
Can you
detailed.
can you just explain for everyone what is an HS code? What the point of it?
So it's like there's something which is called harmonized codes. They are maybe not super worldwide, but in most countries, yeah, they use it. European Union, we do use them, right? In the US, they are the same. So it's like a harmonized name for each product. So you start from the first 2 digits up to the 10th digit. So you go to the category that, I don't know, it's like electronics, but what kind of electronics? It's a TV. What kind of TV is that? Screen for the computer, or a screen for laptop that you're going to install, or is it a plasma TV or LCD? Then you go, it's big one, small one. With the smart TV, no smart TV. So you go up to the detail, okay, up to the very, very end of the detail. So at the end, you have a information that this is a plasma TV, that can stand alone. It's for a computer, but not to be installed, but to be connected. And it is a LED something high definition. So you go up to this detail. So with the 10 digits, you have to go to the super, super detail and be super precise.
Yeah.
And not only for the Chinese made goods, which you ship from whatever and wherever in the world, because it can be shipped from China, Hong Kong, but you can ship this from, I don't know, German or Denmark. Doesn't matter. It's China made. You need to bring the HS code, and you can put another good from Denmark to the same parcel, and you need to have the full custom clearance for the whole parcel because of this one good over there. So you have to bring the HS code for the Danish good, and for the Chinese good, up to the 10 digits detail.
And does that, Thomas, means that basically these kind of goods would need to be shipped in separate packages?
You could do so. I would rather avoid, of course, 2 packages, 2 problems, right? It's better to have one. But this is something to discuss, really. Yeah, this is interesting question. This is something I have to think through. Of course, from the cost perspective, maybe it will make sense. Because from the cost perspective, man, that will not make sense. But because from the cost perspective, the duty, the formal entry, the formal custom clearance usually equals, of course, to bigger costs. Doesn't matter, do you ship a small item, small pallet, is it like €5 or $5 thing, or a $500 thing? You have to have the full entry. So usually depends, is it a courier company or not? Is it like a, I don't know, UPS shipment or DHL express shipment or FedEx express shipment international?
Whichever option the seller might use, it
It's
does
five
involve
still,
some
it's
extra
additional
fee.
cost. It means that on the top of this, you have to pay like from 5 to 8 to 10 euros, depends on the carrier and your contract, right? On the top for the entry fee, and it's not bad price, to be honest. But still, it means that your shipping costs, they will go up. And of course, the infrastructure in the US right now, they just stop it this Monday because they don't have the infrastructure. If they will make the infrastructure, still imagine how many millions of shipments per day is entering the US. What they did, for example, at the very beginning, they stopped the trucks because there's a loophole. And so some companies are using Canada, for example. They stopped on the border the US and Canadian trucks on the US-Canada border. And whenever there was a good from China, they had to remove the goods from the cargo space, from the trailer, because they were not going to let them inside. It was so crazy for a couple of days. Yes, last week. So there was a couple of articles about that, and I was reading some information from the drivers even, because they were putting those informations in a couple of social medias. Delays, of course, you will face delays because the whole process will take time. Of course, in time it will be automatized, right? But still, just imagine that you are like a super international big player brand which is shipping like, I don't know, 1 million. There are the companies like that, 1 or 2 million parcels per day.
Yeah.
And each parcel has got like 1 or 2 items inside. On average, let's say 1.2 products. Okay, so it's like 1,200,000 HS codes you have to provide, and you have to make 1 million, just one company, 1 million entries.
A bit of a hassle, one might say.
I'm just leaving you with this number, and I'm just saying about one company. I will not say the name, right? This is just one. out
Okay.
of couple. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, then you have the tariffs. At the
Yeah.
end, you have to pay the tariff. Is you have the whole the hassle to ship it, whole the hassle to be there. Then you have the custom clearance. Oh, another thing. Is it a DDP, so delivered duty paid shipment, right? Or DAP, delivered at place shipment? Okay, this is another
I
thing,
think
but
we have a
we will cover
lot.
this in a second. We'll cover
Yeah.
this in a second. If you can go back for us, can you go
Okay.
back for a moment?
Sorry. I got
Yeah, no
forward.
problem.
There you go. Okay.
Yes, I was with the tariffs. So just remember, you put, it depends on the, it's like, it depends on
Yeah.
the products. Average like 15, 20, of course, because it's 10 plus something, some fees, but about 15, 20% on the top. And
Mhm.
remember that the duties and taxes are not only from the value of the product, but the whole shipment. So if you have insurance plus insurance, if you ship, I know you paid $15 or $10 for parcel for the shipment, right? So you have goods
Yeah.
for $10, you have $10 shipping, and I don't know, $1 insurance, $21. You pay for $21, not from $10, right? You should know that. So plus the fee for the custom clearance. And then we can go to the next slide, please.
Yes.
Yeah, this is something we covered a little bit before because there are the delays. So I think that we covered this one, and I don't like to. Yes, over here, clearance fee. So you do the clearance fee. You gave this information about this 1 million parcels and 1 million HS codes, and you do 1 million entries. So you have to pay the clearance fee. This is $5 to $7, sometimes $10 with the DHL Express, UPS Express, with the express shipping providers in this case. Okay, this is an example because we have seen these examples already in the last week, and we noticed those. So just imagine. So you paid for the goods. It was $10. The shipping $10. I don't know, $1 for the insurance if you like it or not. Let's say without insurance, you have $20. The duties on the top, right? Duties, taxes on the top, and the clearance fee on the top.
The clearance fee, just to clarify, it's basically a service fee for kind of dealing with the.
It's like whenever you do export or import custom clearance, you have to pay the fee to the custom brokerage, right? You can have in-house, and this is another point. You can have the in-house custom brokerage. So, for example, you are a huge international company, like really huge e-commerce player, right? You have your logistic arm. You have your in-house customs brokerage. Okay, you can handle those by yourself. Still, you have to have a platform to do this, and you need to have like dozens. Even if you have full automatization, you need to hire a couple of people to handle it 24/7 in different places where you deliver. It's a hassle. Really, it's a hassle. And at the end of the hassle, I was saying about this DAP and DDP, right? So the Incoterms, how you delivered. Right now, everybody was shipping as a DAP to the US. So delivered place, because under 800, the minimis, you don't pay the duties, don't pay the taxes, you don't care. So now there will be the question, maybe I should charge more and make DAP, DDP, so delivery duty paid, and me as a shipper have to pay that. But I have to pay that. I need to know who is my agent over there in the US, the broker, right? And do I have company there or not? If I have the company, I should bring them a power of attorney to this broker over there because the attorney will represent me, right, over there. So another hustle is kicking in. Just telling that it's going to be a little bit different than it used to be.
I think we have it here in the next slide, kind of
You
clarified
see,
what is DDP and what is DAP.
yeah. Unfortunately, as you see, Elina, I'm a little bit faster than the slides.
It's
Such
fine.
an interesting
I'm
subject and
supposed to
topic.
be your head of logistics, so it's fine.
Okay, so
Okay.
I'm excused. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yes, DDP, DAP, which I just covered.
Mhm.
As you see, those are the Incoterms I mentioned. Most common ones for the courier shipping. So usually it was DAP at the moment because of the de minimis 800, and whenever I shipped even to my friends to the US, I'm using this one. DDP if you ship, if you would like to pay for the customs and duty. So if something is commercial, because the de minimis is for the private, right? So if something is commercial and you would like to cover in your contract, you have this, that you will cover the duties and taxes on the ground and deliver out to the place, is DDP. So your recipient of the parcel, your customer over there, just get the parcel, right? So this is something, for example, that we do. We do as a TCG and Match One, this DDP solution to many countries outside the European Union, like United Kingdom, like Switzerland, for example. We do most of our shipping DDP. Can we move to the next slide, please?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And this is, I think, where we should finally give Torsten a word and then explain how do you see this as the head of our production, and sort of how would you describe the situation that an average e-commerce seller faces now? What does it mean for the industry? Yeah.
What does it mean, Elena? Thank you very much for the handover. First of all, I'm responsible for all, or let me say, our complete fulfillment network, from Europe and also USA. But of course, I think today we will focus on the US topic. First of all, I think we can say it's clear TCG/Merch One is producing directly in the USA. We operate at 2 production sites. So one is in Miami, one is in Phoenix. So this is more or less a perfect coverage of the whole North American market, because we have a lot of people on the East Coast and a lot of people on the West Coast. This is why, and of course, we all see, so this is also a very important topic, because I think this is really interesting for the most of our customers. But maybe you can switch to the next slide. So in general, what does that mean? So we have in our production site an average production time of 1.8 days. This is last year, so it's quite a safe value. And I think Torsten can confirm. Sorry, Torsten. Tomasz can confirm. We have a nationwide shipping of 2 to maximum 5 days. So that means we have a general lead time. This is also measured normally between 4 and 5 days. Roundabout. So what is the big advantage when you produce directly in US? So who is taking care about customs? Who is taking care about tariffs and fees? We have to take care, because we are the producer. And if we, for example, import goods from other countries, then the producer, we have to take care about that. And we are producing directly in the US. So that means that our customer, or let me say the Merch One customer, has no hidden tariff or fees or whatever. So he really can calculate with the lead time in general and has as a safe calculation in the background, because I think this is very important for a Merch One client. What else? Of course, from my perspective, and this is also important for a Merch One customer, a fast lead time and the reliable production, of course, led to a much higher customer satisfaction. We know that, because we do that business for quite a long time. And of course, this also leads to repeated purchases. Maybe you can switch to the next slide.
Yes, there you go.
So maybe all participants get a little bit an idea. So our worldwide fulfillment network is capable to do round about 500,000 units per day from the whole print-on-demand business. If we're talking about wall decoration, photo books, photo gifts, and so on. We have a very broad product portfolio. And of course, what we do is a very strict in-house quality control. And that leads, on the one hand, to a very low reclamation rate. It's way below 1%. And of course, also what is important when you produce directly in the US, you are responsible for the product quality and also the local regulations and standards. Because we, as a local manufacturer, we are used to this topic. And of course, because we have large warehouses and so on, we have the supply chain 100% under control, often with local suppliers, and that we really have no disruptions in the whole supply chain and have really a very stable and constant production.
So basically,
maybe you can switch to the next
by having a US-based producer and fulfiller, the seller is relieved of all the hassle that Tomasz stated just now prior your presentation. So I think it is already a big an important point for the sellers who do not have their own operation, and they're really scaling, and they need the streamlined process behind them. So yeah, a very good point.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, but exactly what you said, they are theirs, and the sellers should think about selling and not about how is the fulfillment. This is our profession. This is what we do. Of course, we are also have all the time challenges, but we are used to them, and yeah, that's why we have that under control. Maybe we can switch to the next slide. Yeah, and of course, I think this is also something, maybe not now directly connected to the actual tariff and customs situation, but in general, of course, you also, when you produce directly in US, directly close to the target market, you have a absolutely minimized carbon footprint. What does that mean? Yeah, I have a photo canvas. Yeah, the product gets big during production. Yeah, and that means we are producing the product directly close to our core markets in our production facilities. And then, for example, a product which is, let me say, 60 by 60, yeah, is normally in production when we print and so on. It's very, very small. It gets big in production because we stretch it, we assemble it, and so on. We pack it into a box, and then we only have, let me say, the last mile, more or less, where we have a big product. So this close production to the customer is a very sustainable approach. And I think this should be offered for every one of us. Of course, we have very, I think what all our customers know, a very competitive price because our volumes are quite high. We're really focusing on processes, and then we have a high grade of automation. What does that mean? Yeah, we have, I think, a very good product availability, consistency in production, and of course, this is what I said, also a quite competitive and interesting pricing for our sellers.
Yeah, some good points there, especially regarding the proximity, because of course the sustainability aspect that I think more and more sellers think about, but it's also the closer you are to the prospective customer, the faster you can be. So I think all the boxes kind of
Of course.
check there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Moving to the next slide. Maybe I can kind of introduce this slide because it's also something that we discuss with our sellers. These are the SLAs. So maybe Torsten just drop a few comments here because these are the key markets we of course work with. But how and I think Tomasz can add something here as well. So for example, maybe a comment. I like to spotlight UK here because it kind of already gives an idea what does it mean once you have additional regulations added on top of a regular process. So maybe a few comments, whichever chooses to comment on this slide.
Yeah, maybe I will start, and then because of course Tomasz and I, we are working very, very close together. But I think this slide shows very good how the, let me say, strategic position of our production facilities is. Yeah, so this is on the that I talked about already on the east and west coast, that we are really quite close to our customers. The same is in Europe, that we are really central in Europe, that we can come very fast to the core market, for example, Germany and also UK, yeah, because we have a very special shipment system that is very fast also in UK. But this is, yeah, you know, that Tomasz told me and coached me that this is this blue banana, so the very important logistic area in Europe. And yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. And yeah, but this is, as I said, we see that we are really close to that, and this is why we have nowhere really big spikes. Yeah, you see, of course, that for example, Poland, Germany, what is very centralized in Europe, and also France, it's sometimes 2 days, and this is included production. Think about a complete individualized product, including production, yeah, and shipping, and also countries, for example, like the big USA and also the UK, where of course after the Brexit is also not so easy anymore. Yeah, we have maximum, or let me say, on average, between 4 and 5 days, including production and shipping time. Yeah, I think this is something where all resellers can work with that quite good, because I think, as I said, especially for a customized product, this is a very good fulfillment time. Yeah, Tomasz, maybe hand
Yeah,
over to you if that was correct. But
Yeah, so of course we are in a very good spot over here. I'm in our facility right now, the European facility, the main one. So we are in very good spot to ship and deliver fast out to your doors. And the transit times are, and we are all the time working on the transit time. So maybe some big news in couple of, maybe not days, but couple of weeks regarding the UK. Maybe it's not going to be 4 to 5, but 3 to 4. But let's see. Well, just a small hint to you, to everybody. Can we go to another slide, please?
to the next one. No, this is the last slide, Tomasz.
That
Which
was the
one do
last
you?
slide. Okay, that was the slide with the speed of the delivery in the continent. So the US, European Union, and UK in general. But as for the US, let me go back because this is the main thing today. As for the US, we have the average about 3.2 days to deliver nationwide, and we have two strong facilities in really strategic places, and we cover all the continental US with those. Of course, besides, we cover also Hawaii, Alaska, Puerto Rico. Everything is covered in really fast delivery time, and our facilities and the connection between the facilities and the infrastructure that we have works. That if I talk with our logistic partners and we see the range and that where our facilities are in the main spot, we see the whole map of the US and we see how fast we deliver and how nice it works to those two facilities and the partners together. It's really very good transit time. We are in very good locations, and 3 days, even in the season, in the high peak season,
So
when the volumes were like 4 times,
from
3
my
times.
side, since I get to talk to our sellers as well, I know it's very important that we do not just show the max we can do, but also how we maintain this level of service. And I am very happy to see as a marketing person that we are very stable in terms of performance, and even a really sharp increase in demand does not affect these numbers. So of course it's in part thanks to you guys that you do a proper planning and forecasting, but yeah, it also just I think shows the level of expertise we can have achieved throughout the years in the industry. And one more point I want to stress out is also that the personalization. Torsten briefly touched it, but very often our sellers really sell personalized products, meaning every single item is different. So we still maintain those KPIs. I think it's very important because it's one thing to print 1,000 pieces of the same design, completely another one to have a different design on each. So it really does require expertise and then thorough planning in the production and logistics side. But coming back to the US situation, so since you briefly both kind of sketched in what this means for the industry and what could be the potential scenarios, maybe Tomasz, a small kind of really short summary what you believe an average e-commerce seller could experience in the upcoming months, knowing what we've experienced in the past week. What would be those? I don't want you to do guesses, but rather informed.
You know what? I will do different way. I just will last week I had a conversation with my very old friend, and he's in the industry. He's a salesperson in one of the leaders of the market. I mean, courier leaders in the market, known worldwide. And we had a long conversation about the business, about the market, and we touched base a little bit the United Kingdom. And I think that this is pretty good example.
Yeah.
And he said that, and he is the really major account executive in a big country, big European country. And he said that the number of shipments to the UK after the full Brexit, after the enforcing of the all custom clearance procedures dropped, and people are not so interested because it's too hard for them. It's too much effort. when you are, you know, in a middle seller, for example, okay, a small medium enterprise, it's too much effort for you to make it happen. And I think that maybe the big players, they will find the way sometime, okay? They have the resources, and sometime they will pay for that. They will make the IT systems. It will cost a lot of money, but they will do it. And it will be more expensive for the customers in the US, so they will buy less. But for the medium and small enterprises, going back to my conversation with my colleague, it will be the same as the UK effect. So the volumes and the interest of people of the stores from Europe, continental Europe to UK, we just drop. You know, of course, there's a huge market, but it's hard to get there, hard to make the returns. It's not so easy. And he, as the major account executive, he said that he sees that, but by his medium-sized companies, that those are just abounding UK market. And this can happen over here as well. Medium ones, smaller companies, which are managed by a couple of people, they will have this issue. They will not. It will be a huge hassle for them. The big, international champs, they will, in some time, they will handle it. They will pay extra. They will do some extra warehouses over there. They will find some solution. It will be costly, but they will
I
have.
want to, however, slightly challenge you, because I really like whenever there is a crisis, and one might consider that this is some sort of a crisis in e-commerce industry. Every crisis also offers its opportunities. So I think survives the one who manages to adjust. And as it comes to the smaller and medium sellers, it is the fact that they might have to look for ways to bring their operation to US, and one of the ways is, of course, having it produced within US to skip all the hassles.
There's a new report from today. There's a new MetaPack report, just came up, I don't know, 6 hours ago maybe, and it shows that for most of the consumers, the delivery speed is coming back as the top priority when they make the decision about buying. And I would put just a point over here. And it's no longer the time that I can wait days and days and days to get my parcel. I just want it in a couple of days. I know that this is custom made. I can wait for the production. But then for the shipping, hey, it should be less a domestic, period.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Torsten, one more for you. Maybe, a small kind of summary. What you believe, well, I kind of expressed my opinion, but what you believe are the biggest advantages of US based fulfillment over China. So you might even bring arguments outside of the specific situation the sellers might face now, but maybe, from your experience, what are the advantages you've observed between the two?
Yeah. From my perspective, I would go with, I think I already said that a little bit, but let me summarize. One thing is general availability. This is very important. You have more or less 100% availability. You have a very stable pricing because you're not affected in tariffs and so on. You have in general a better quality. Yeah, you have it better under control. You have the product safety and regulations topic better under control. And for me also, of course, the sustainability aspect, that you really produce the product where the customer is. Yeah, and this is from my perspective, of course, also with the scalability of your business, because our production is very easy to scale. We're very flexible and very, can we say, elastic in our processes and process speed. For example, I think this is, for me, from my perspective, the biggest advantages.
Okay. Thank you both. I think we pretty much covered the topic. To kind of summarize it all and bring it together, I can only encourage for the sellers to keep up with the pace, follow the updates. You can do so with your favorite resources. We also try to do it on our channels. We're always welcome to cover your inquiries. If you believe you want to have a conversation with us, reach out to any of the preferred channels. Meanwhile, I want to finish the session again, thanking you guys, and then
Thank you.
And wishing the sellers just really keeping cool, trying to adjust and see those opportunities we mentioned here. So yeah, thank you both again, and I hope to see you in another session in the near future to maybe discuss more positive happenings. Thank you again. Bye.
Thank you so much, Alina.
Okay. Thank you very much, Alina. Bye-bye.
Have
Bye.
a good day. Bye.